Welcome into another episode of Tribe Talk presented by the Tribe Club. I'm your host, Andrew Phillips, and this week we sit down with senior women's soccer player Samantha Cordum. Samantha and the Tribe are back in action this weekend at Martin Family Stadium as they open up CAA play against Hofstra on Friday night and then against Northeastern on Sunday. Sam, thanks for joining us today. A great start to the non-conference season for you guys. 6 wins, beat a top 25 team. Just talk about the mindset coming into your senior year and then performing pretty well in the non-conference season.
Well, this we knew was going to be one of the best years that we had so far. Out of my 4 years, this team, no offense to my previous teammates, but I love this team the most. Being a senior, it's great to have such a close team, and we knew coming into the season that our one goal was to win CAAs and to make a run into the NCAA tournament, and I think we've got the personnel to do that. Obviously, we've had some really great games. We've dropped a couple that I think we wish we could have back, but going forward in the conference, we really have a good momentum going.
Stepping back into your career, you came from Boise, Idaho, which is a little bit of a distance here.
Yep.
Kind of what led to that decision to come in and William & Mary, and then also tell us a little bit about what Boise is like.
Well, Boise is really different from Virginia. Climate-wise, people-wise, Virginia's, I guess, is the South, and Boise is Northwest. It's very different. You meet a lot of different types of people. But what brought me here mainly was the academics. Obviously, that's a big goal for me to get a grade A education, and William & Mary provides that. And then the soccer, of course, is great. Such a historic program, and JD's a great coach, and he really said all the right things to get me here.
We'll backtrack to last year. You had a breakout season going. You were second team all-conference despite missing the last 5 games with an injury. So talk a little bit about, first of all, your breakout season last year and then the comeback process. You got hurt pretty late in last year, and it's a long rehab process, but you're able to make it back for game 1 this year. So take us through that process and what the rehab was like.
Well, last year I really just got a lot of confidence from the fact that I was working so closely with Emery, who was our leading scorer, great mentor to follow behind, and JD really instilled a lot of confidence in me. And coming out of Australia the spring before that, I just got on a roll and had a really good season thanks to the help from a lot of teammates and our coaching staff. And it was really, it was a heartbreaker for me to get hurt in October. I think 4 games into conference play, so I missed the whole second half of conferences. And really, my faith helped me get through that. My teammates and my family helped me get through that, and it was a long rehab process, but at about 6.5 months, I was ready to go, ready to get back into soccer. And up to this point, there have been some scares on the field, it still hurts now and then, but due to good rehab and a strong brace, I am back and playing, hopefully with the same, speed and dynamic play that I've come to like playing with.
Well, watching from afar, you lead the team in points, so obviously you're right back to where you were. And this obviously being your senior year, do you have any plans going into next year?
Next year, I will not be considering continuing in soccer. I will be pursuing medical school. I actually have a couple interviews set up at medical schools, and the application process is going right now. I'm deep in that process, and so hopefully I will be learning more about my future career in medicine next year.
Do you have a field in medicine that you like to pursue, or do you not yet?
Well, both my parents are doctors, and I really like what my dad does. My dad is a gastroenterologist, which is the digestive system and all sorts of things to do with that. And it seems pretty gross. Not a lot of people would pursue that career, but it's something that I'm really interested in. I'd like to pursue.
And then this weekend is kind of a big weekend for Tribe Soccer. Jill Ellis, who's the head coach of the women's national team, comes back. She played here. 2-part question. Just talk about how you watched the World Cup this summer and then how excited you are to meet her here this weekend.
Well, the World Cup was a big inspiration this summer, especially coming back from injuries, seeing so many people doing what I love. It was great to watch a former Tridester lead the U.S., to win, to be the best in the world. That's a great inspiration. So I watched all the games, U.S. and all the other teams as well. And it was, it really helped me get mentally prepared for the season and mentally prepared to come back from this injury. And Jill is huge inspiration, like I said, and her coming this weekend as we start conferences, I think will be a great push for us mentally and emotionally to get us on track for where we need to go starting the conferences. It is important that we remember that she's human like us. She's not anything supernatural, and we have to remember to stay focused. It's a big weekend, first home football game. You know, Jill Ellis is coming. We're going to have a lot of people at the games Friday and Sunday, so we have to remember to stay focused and pull out that win.
All right, Sam, here on Tribe Talk, before we end, we don't let you off the hook that easy. You got 5 quick questions to let people know a little bit more about yourself. We'll start off with what is your favorite soccer memory, either here or just growing up?
My favorite soccer memory was actually a goal I scored last year at UNCW, where Caroline Casey, our goalkeeper, assisted me all the way down the field, and I scored on a one-touch finish in the box. It was pretty cool.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite food? I love a good steak.
Okay. If you could have a dinner with 3 people, who would they be?
JJ Watt, man crush. I really like Garth Brooks, favorite country singer, and probably Abraham Lincoln. He seems like a cool guy.
You may have already answered this question, but who's your favorite band or musician?
Garth Brooks.
Okay, and then what's a fun fact about you?
Fun fact is I learned to ski when I was just under 2 years old.
All right, Sam, that's going to wrap us up here on Tribe Talk. Don't forget, the women's soccer team will be back in action this weekend at Martin Family Stadium, Friday night against Hofstra, Sunday against Northeastern. Both of those games will be streamed live for free on Tribe Athletics TV this weekend with enhanced coverage on both of those games. Also, don't forget, we'll be live on Periscope on Friday afternoon around noon for live Tribe Sports Today. Stay tuned for all of the home events this weekend in Williamsburg, and we'll see you next week. Oh.